All right, everyone. We are back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and alas, my co-host Avira is still missing in action. He's crook, and I really do wish for him a speedy recovery so he can be back in his seat next time. But fear not, he is still around, just not here. Anyway, as always, this week we are joined by our interim host, Noble.
Ah, the joys of furry drama every single day. It's getting old.
I know, right? When you do that, it's just it just never stops. The conversation just is everywhere. Twitter, furry sites. I guess that's what happens when you're terminally online, eh?
Try Second Life.
Oh, yeah, that's another can of worms I don't have any experience with.
Be thankful.
All right, I shall keep my innocence. Anyway, next up, joining us on the show, we have Jay Silverwolf.
Here we go again. Hello, everyone. Good to be here. It's been a while. Yeah, it's definitely been a while. And
Yeah, good to have you
let's
back
all
on the
have a
show.
great show. Appreciate it as always. Hope you're all doing good today, and everybody
Very
who's
much
watching.
so. I've been doing freezing all week, if you must ask.
Over
Yeah,
here,
see,
it's been
we've
steaming hot.
yeah. Funny how the seasons have flipped. I have had a surprise cold snap, and I feel like my hands were gonna fall out.
Isn't it
Ah,
fascinating how one side of the world it seems to get really hot and the other side gets really cold? It's like
Mm,
there's some sort of air current that just whooshed it all around.
I think
Mhm.
that might be the secret answer to the question that we have down here, as to why in the morning I rock up and it's 0 degrees flat out, and all the grass is frost has traces of frost on top.
oh dang.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound too pleasant to walk on it.
no, no, I'm good. It is actually blessed fursuiting weather if you think about it.
That's true.
Oh, well, anyway, joining us on the show, we have zombie overlord Styfior.
Hello, back from the tomb to take over the world yet again.
I guess we give it a bit of time. Now, here's a question I've been wondering: if there is a will, if you don't have a will to live, do undead have a will to unlive?
I don't think we have much of a will at all. We just do as we please.
Hmm.
After
Asking
all,
all these
we're
makes
too
sense.
we're too dead to follow your laws, so we'll do what we please.
Makes sense. See, we're asking all the important questions here. But
Exactly. Zombies don't follow the law, so don't piss us off. Simple.
mhm,
Hold on, let me get my broom so I can give you a bit of a poke.
poke.
As if
Oh,
a
sweet.
broom would stop a zombie.
Oh well. Now let us get started. Um, I would have said, do you know what day this is if today's show had landed on the right day, but it hasn't. So instead, we shall give you this in celebration that it is not the end of the world as certain doomsayers have
God
predicted.
damn it.
So on June 21, 2018, climate activist Greta Thunberg sent out a tweet that implied the climate change due to fossil fuels would mean that the end of the world would be 5 years from now. Fast forward to that, June 21, 2023 has passed, and what happened?
We all died.
Nothing.
Clearly.
Well, you did.
We are very clearly all dead, not just me, every single one of us.
Yes, because I am basically using my voice for on life.
Kill them all.
Yeah, we're doing this show dead. No, but truth is, the world isn't ended yet. 5 years from now, and this has not seemed to have aged so well.
What a surprise.
Yeah. And so now I am happily sitting here at my house, burning lots of coal to run the show for you guys, for your entertainment.
The thing I love about Doomsday is that if you look at history, they've always been mocked afterwards.
Yeah. See, I mean, look at how many times the end of the world has failed upon us, 2012 failed, Y2K failed.
Well, no, technically Y2K didn't fail. See, back in 2000, um, sorry, 2000, back in 2000, there was all this freak about computers fucking up and everything, and some actually did. It's just not as big as what you'd expect. So I was at a place called the Link, which in my state it's a youth health center, and I was between the ages of, I think it's like 15 was the lowest, and 24 was the oldest you could be. So I was between that, and this person came in laughing about the fact that he doesn't have to attend his court appearance because it was in the year 1900.
Yeah.
Not 2000, but in the year 1900 he had to appear in the local courthouse. So it was about a century too late. So Y2K did actually have an effect. It's just not as bad as what people were afraid of.
Makes sense now.
Well,
And then we
amount of
had
times the-
like calendaring issues. Sorry to interrupt, but mainly is it?
Honestly, it's just ridiculous the amount of times the world has apparently been going to end. And for some reason, we're all still stuck here.
People seem to be trying their luck all the time, like thinking it's doom and gloom hour. But speaking of doom and gloom hour, the doomsday clock is the only thing that everyone else seems to be banking on. What do you make of that?
Someone pushed the clock forward.
I don't know, but maybe they were urged to push the last time I heard, they were urged to push the clock forward because of the Russians, the evil Russians.
Well, what's worse, the Russians or just the state of the fucking world at the moment?
I'd have to say it's the state of the world at the moment, not the
Mhm.
Russians. Yeah, but no, really.
So I'm
I-
curious, is there any examples of the hazing that this
Oh, Greta Thunberg. Oh yeah.
sorry,
Well,
it's just she at the moment she came out like that, it just became a meme.
Yeah, and then now it's this tweet just got yeeted itself from the face of the internet, but no, it is here to stay forever.
Oh, memes often are, because isn't that how she ended up getting popular in the first place? Was that everyone was just taking the piss out of her?
Exactly. All it took were 3 words. See, I don't know about you, but I am somewhat ready if it all comes boiling down. I have, not to brag, but I've got food and stashed away. Food and silver stashed away. And I would really urge you to do the same. If you can.
Yeah,
Always good
it's
to be
not called
prepared.
it's not called being prepared for the end of the world. It's more if shit happens, you've at least got food on your side. A lot of people forget that, say for instance, here during 2020, the depot where all the food was kept, there had a bit of a structural failure. So while there was food around, it just wasn't available in supermarkets because they couldn't ship it out.
Right.
Not the end of the world,
Mm.
but if something like that was to happen again and you don't have anything to eat, it's going to get a little difficult for you. So having like a couple of days to maybe a week, if you've got the space, a month or 3 is fine. You don't have to get fucking crazy about it like some assholes I've seen.
No, exactly. That's the thing. Like, you need to be prepared for everything and anything, basically. But that goes for everything in life. Prepare yourself for what could happen.
Mhm.
Don't overdo it. Don't be a fucking moron. Simple as.
One of the basic examples would be making sure you've got a month's supply or at least 1 pay's worth of cash on hand at home. Because you don't know if there's a screw up with the bank system and you can't get paid for a couple of days. Well, if you've got, 1 pay's worth of cash at home and say, for instance, you need to go pay some bills or buy some groceries, you've got that little stash to be able to call on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that too. But in pertinent things is when what if the grid goes down here, like, having some extra electricity would be able to help you out, especially in an era like this. Having your own generator and fuel. And yeah, speaking of generators and fuel, yep, we're burning oil just to keep the show running. So, and the world running. So, thank us.
Yep, we did it. We prevented the end of the world.
Well, history would think that we contributed to the end of the world because of our coal use, but no. We saved, but we prevented the end of the world.
Exactly.
All
We
good.
are magical.
All good. Now, I would think that celebrations aside for things that are overhyped and failed, we shall get on to the big, gigantic Titanic parts of this week. Yeah.
That's right. We're here to talk to you about Greek mythology. The Titans collapsed.
Yeah. Funny how that all thought, It's crazy. Now, I'm sure you've heard all about the news non-stop that everybody is talking about.
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere.
Yes.
Now, I haven't really paid that much attention to this over the time because initially I thought it was some military submarine that went down, but
it actually wasn't. It was a commercial submarine.
A stupid one at that. And
And
I've
only
had...
happens to be for the
So-
commercially super wealthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
before we go too much detail into this, I did watch a particular video of a particular director. And I think the important thing to point out first off is what kind of submarine and how deep was it designed to actually go?
Well, it is a small scale miniature submarine. Yeah. It's not even bigger than like what you would than a military submarine. So you'd only carried 5 passengers on board. Well, it's a 22-footer. That's only what, like 7-8 meters, give or take.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It really was not designed... Well, they tried to design it, but it clearly wasn't designed for such a trip or
Right.
designed very well at all.
Yeah.
Well, at least I do know now where my missing Xbox controller is.
Yeah, we will get to that in a moment. Yeah. But
So
at the moment,
I'm
go ahead,
Sorry.
Noble.
I'm just making double sure here that this submarine wasn't designed to travel down to where a certain ship is basically, laying in bits on the bottom of the
Right,
ocean.
on the ocean floor.
Yeah, it wanted to give you the full experience. or at least half the experience, hence half the name.
Mhm.
I should also repeat myself on this with something, but Mythbusters already showed what happens when your body is put into a pressured environment like this.
Yeah,
It was interesting in slow motion. I'll say that much.
yeah. Exactly. I don't think they really fully. They clearly mustn't have calculated it properly because they've sent stuff down there plenty of times before, and they've seen how it's just collapsed inwards. The pressure is insane. The further down you go.
Mm-hmm. And that kind of just
Right.
explains, the deep why we as a civilization have never explored the deep depths of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You just, we all of that engineering and our bodies just could not handle it.
Exactly. Yeah. Even if the hull was able to handle it, the pressure's still there, so it'll still build up inside. So your body physically cannot handle it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, what do you think? Like, really, carbon fiber and titanium, the stuff of good materials both, but really
Mm.
able to handle that much pressure? And
Carbon fiber, once it reaches its breaking point, it just shatters into a billion
right,
pieces.
right. That's what it's designed to do.
Well, that's the thing as well, where it even says there the 23,000 pound vessel. Like, that is insanely heavy, especially
Mhm.
considering I'm certain the heaviest thing they have managed to rescue from deep water was only 1,000 pounds something.
Mhm.
So going in with something that ridiculously heavy, just because you think, oh, I'll use all these heavy things because that's what will keep us safe. In the long run, it's clearly what fucked you over the most, because now all that weight was caved in on top of you, and even if it didn't, it most likely couldn't have been rescued at all anyway, because it's too heavy to lift up.
Mhm. Well, there's that too, and ideally, I guess they kind of went with carbon fiber to reduce the weight of the submarine. But come on, let's be real.
Reduced the weight, yet it was still 23,000 pounds.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
it didn't do much for them.
No, it wasn't even strong enough for them too.
Mm-hmm.
But really, like, when you compare it cost per cost, 200. It costs 250,000 for that thing, a carbon and titanium shell, 23 feet long, 23,000 pounds. Yeah.
So, this is where I have to say something. Some asshole told me recently that if things don't go your way, or if you want to get something done, you should take the bull by the horns. This fucking retard would have done the same damn thing, thinking, I've got a submarine. Let's go under the water. Let's go take a look at an old ship.
Yeah.
Dead.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I swear, the amount of people I see doing stupid things. I've got a supervisor who likes to check fuses, those little cylinder ones, with a fucking magnifying glass. You talk to any electrical engineer, anybody who's serious about electronics, and they will tell you only check the bastard with a multimeter because you can't actually tell if a fuse is either 100% or partially. And yet this git is standing there staring at this thing for an ass long time. This rich billionaire reminds me somewhat of my supervisor. I mean, doing that. I mean, shit. Yes, fine. You've got a submarine. Find out the deepest you can go and don't venture past it, especially if you're in something where the material itself is known to explode when it reaches its breaking point. I mean, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't ride a carbon fiber bike, not because it's fancy, but because what happens when it reaches its breaking point. I don't want to have a doctor needing to pull out tiny bits of plastic and carbon fiber from my goddamn leg because the frame of the bicycle went boom. I mean, shit. Sorry, This is the literal level of stupidity that a lot of people seem to neglect. It's like, grab the bull by the horns. Well, no, that doesn't fucking count.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. If you sit there, think about things properly. I've got this damn issue with a ton of other things. People don't sit there and try to look at the whole damn story. They just go, oh, let's give it the college try. And you know what? Fine. There are certain circumstances when things aren't serious. If you're going to go climb up a fucking pole, don't waste your money on buying just some basic rope. Get some proper climbing gear, because the last thing you need to do is smack into the ground and either be, disabled for the rest of your life physically, so in a wheelchair and stuck in a bed, or killed.
Well, exactly, yeah. Especially when there was issues found before it even went, and they still decided anyway.
I mean, even with the small amount of material that's here, this guy was a fucking moron. Just because you have money doesn't mean that you're great. It's like with Elon Musk. Everyone was going off about how, he's not fucking Iron Man. He's just some stupid retard who failed upwards. Now look at Twitter. Look at the shit that's going on with that. I can't say that it has not been entertaining, but I mean, seriously. It's like with this prick. Yeah, fine, you got a submarine. Even this small amount I've heard, he sounds like a fucking retard with what he was doing. He should have been smarter. I've got an industrial sewing machine here. You don't see me trying to pull through sails and other shit through it.
There you go. May as well just sew yourself a submarine and go do it yourself.
So in the submarine. It's even a better idea at that point. Yeah.
Shit. Sorry. The small amount I've heard, this guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
The kid that died in there, I read a small blurb on a news article where some kid went down there only to be with his father, even though he was scared shitless, and he got crushed to death due to fucking stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to feel for the kid, but anyway. Crazy. Now, moving forward with this, though, Stifio, like you said, the Xbox controller was found. Box got a Husky Life comment. Me. Froze controller in anger. Everyone on the sub. Shocked face.
Yep.
Sorry.
Sounds about right. Because apparently the submarine has been controlled by nothing but a wireless Logitech F710 controller that's meant for, PlayStation or Xbox gaming.
So I wonder, if I put it in rice, can I still play GTA?
Hold on. That controller was actually what?
Yeah. Instead of looking at actual submarines and seeing how many controls they have there, for a reason to have them there, because they're all functional and do something to help. No, let's do something that we know how to use. Why not? It'll be fine.
No. Just to be clear, for general sort of usage, this would be good. I would prefer to go with a proper manufactured controller. Say, for instance, one from, this was Xbox or a proper Microsoft one. Getting a Logitech one just shows, dude, you are not spending the right amount of money. I mean, you have a fucking submarine. Go with a proper controller. Now, I could understand this being as a, option 4, but if this was the solely way of controlling the submarine, this guy's fucked in the head. I mean, I can get it, how military would use this to control drones and shit, but if the drone malfunctions, the operator doesn't die.
Exactly. Risking 5 lives on a games controller and a shitty submarine. It was obvious what was going to happen.
Look at how shitty the rest of the components are. Look at this.
Jeez,
Camping shop lights, scrap metal pipes, no GPS, store-bought camera, and a Ziploc bag toilet.
And the people here are fucking millionaires.
Yes.
And they've done what some crazy ass, the world-ending kind of guy would build in his fucking back garden.
Were you about to say something, Jay?
I was about to read all that right there, what we're looking at, but I was just like, oh my goodness, why? Just why? I mean, it's clear that the person did a terrible job, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's clear it was such a bodgy assembly job and a bodgy everything else. But you know, if you're gonna do something like that and you got like lots of rich people on board, then do it properly.
So
Spend
this
money onto it.
submarine sounds like it might be perfect if you want to go to the Great Barrier Reef and poke around.
Mhm.
Because then, if there's a fucking failure, I mean, you have to hold your breath for a little bit. God, next you're going to tell me they use like Chinese like nuts and bolts that they bought off eBay or AliExpress for the construction.
This is definitely sounds like the sort of thing that a made in China submarine that you could commercially buy would, and out of the box.
No, even better, he bought it on Wish.
And now yes, and even then, you know what? Xbox controllers are still used to control other, big stuff devices too, drones, drilling machines.
Well, exactly, yeah. Things that aren't holding your life.
Just to be
When it
clear,
comes
though,
to something like that, please, for the love of God, have the common sense to not rely on a fucking games controller.
I have to go reiterate this as well again, Starfield, with what you said. Is it not just the only method? Having this as an option, by all means. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
assuming that the only way to control the submarine was with the Xbox controller, or the
Yeah.
knockoff Xbox controller, correct?
Oh, yeah. But that's
Yeah,
what I mean. It's like, if they wanted to do something like this, then yes,
Oh.
have it optional to show that controllers are able to do much more now. We can, all these complicated controls on planes and submarines, look, we can now narrow it down to what you're all used to. But no, let's just jump in blind and have it as our only option because it's easy.
You know, I probably wouldn't trust a plane that's operated by a gaming controller, to be honest. I think I would not trust that.
No. You
Oh
need a
no, definitely not.
proper
But
stick.
it's like the same premise. All of them controls are there for a reason. So trying to singularly narrow it down to a single games controller, it's just stupid, ridiculous. There's a
Yeah.
there's a reason why they had to sign a waiver before they had to go down, saying that yeah, we could lose our lives. That's
Apparently,
why.
yes, he had like the word death in a couple of times in that whole
Mhm.
waiver.
You know, the more I look at this, the more I see, yeah, this would be something great at shallow depths where you're not going underneath far. This would be fun. I would actually like to have, played with this thing out in the ocean a little bit, but nowhere near when where it starts going deep and dark. Screw that shit.
Exactly.
Still, this sounds like it would have been a cool toy. I mean, I got cool toys myself, but there's no way in hell I'd rely on that shit.
You know what, everyone?
Mm.
I've got some empty glass bottles. Why don't we fill it with some air and go deep diving into the Mariana Trench? It'll help us. It's got air in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Live comment, Boxer Husky's at it again. I'll take you all on a tour of the local lake in my propane tank submarine for some chicken strips and mushrooms.
I think we'll
Well-
need some mushrooms before we set off.
I'm just so glad that
point.
the individual responsible for this got the Darwin Award.
Yeah. And speaking of that's the next item, the next secret to why the submarine failed that no one seems to be wanting to talk about.
Oh.
What did the CEO do?
The lack of furries.
Oh God, no. Ocean
Wouldn't
Gate
hire
CEO.
old white guys because they weren't inspirational.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, you are kidding. me.
Wow.
No, no, no. Oh.
You're older. You don't have the proper inspiration we need to die.
Shit. I'm sorry, but that's fucking racist. Just because it's a bunch of old white men that know how to do shit, to not actually rely on any of that is just being fucking racist.
Here's what he said in his own words. The CEO.
Oh my
Stockton
god, I've
guy.
just read it. Yeah.
When I started a business, one of the things you'll find there are other sub operators out there, but they typically have gentlemen who are ex-military submariners, and you'll see a whole bunch of 50-year-old white guys.
So,
Okay, continue on. I wanted our team to be younger, to be inspirational, and I'm not going to inspire a 16-year-old to pursue marine technology, but a 25-year-old, who's a sub pilot or a platform operator or one of our techs could be inspirational. So we've really tried to get very intelligent, motivated younger individuals involved because we're doing things that are completely new.
seriously, what the fuck is wrong with taking like a bunch? Fine, you want to be multicultural and diverse. Fine, you take like a couple of those wrinkly old fucks. You put them in a room with a bunch of kids, and you have the teachers go, "Look, these individuals spent their life studying how to do this. They're going to come down. They're going to keep us safe while we go do something that's highly dangerous. You know, if you work hard and you study properly and everything, this is what you can become later on in life. Well, not these wrinkly old fucks, but when you're wrinkly and old, you'll be able to do this with the next generation."
This
wrong with
next
that?
paragraph. Oh
Now, if
my
you're-
fucking god.
Yeah, if you're wrinkly and old and you get the chance to pilot a submarine, that would be a bucket list thing in your
Mhm.
lifetime.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of was gonna say like, I was gonna say yeah, all in the name of diversity. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. Like, no, we can't do that. No, that's racist. Oh no, we can't allow that. Like, oh my gosh, like give me a freaking break. Seriously.
Sorry, but this is an actual case of diversity killing people.
Yeah, literally.
I get the whole what is it, imposter syndrome causing issues for individuals who aren't white in businesses simply because they get a job that they're one, not qualified for, and two, they get like this sympathy about, oh no, don't worry, you're okay. This is on another fucking level. People died because of this ridiculous shit. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
whole point of
seriously.
motivational speakers. It takes time to actually get something proper. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Seriously,
Fuck.
skin color shouldn't matter. What should be more important? It should matter is your experience. Like, how well are you
Right.
with all this stuff? Like, that should be the most important.
How good are you at that sort of thing? But get this, we can train people to to pilot a submarine with a game controller.
But you can't train them if you don't have a backup. Because what if someone can't learn it and it errors? You need the full controls to back it up. And even on the rest of that paragraph, it didn't make sense because it's talking about the aerospace industry, things that are aviation related. This isn't going up into the sky or outer space, it's going down. There's a reason why we haven't explored that much of the ocean, is because it's so much harder to go down.
I'm sorry, but I just have to say this. If some useless fucking moron wants to turn around and go, ew, racism, this is what it's supposed to solve, you dumb fuck. If the old prick that's turning around and, wanting to be the inspirational thing goes off on some tangent about how, oh, these people are of, they're Asian or they're black or they're Indian, they mean nothing, then fine. Yes, you can call that prick racist. But if he turns around and actually wants to teach the children in the room, doesn't matter who the fuck then he's not racist. So what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you assuming that just because someone's old and wrinkly that they're going to be racist? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Seriously.
Oh, that's what I was getting from the way this CEO was talking. It's like your age has to do with whether or not you're a racist or not. What the fuck is wrong with you? Does this experience mean nothing?
Well, I guess we can probably just go ahead and ignore the whole thing about we shouldn't listen to elders because they're stupid now.
Yeah.
How many cultures in the world would turn around and snub their nose up at that?
Right.
And there's a reason why elders are wise, and we should listen to them.
Now, and there is one last meme to cap this whole saga off. I'm sure some people have seen the whole, Now, you'll never guess who predicted the whole submarine saga. Which TV show did?
SpongeBob.
Let me guess. It was probably the Simpsons.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, what episode are they basing this on?
I don't know, but they did an episode where they were driving these submarines down into the Atlantic, and now it's gone people questioning who on earth writes The Simpsons.
I mean, to be honest, the Simpsons have predicted a lot of things, and it's pretty scary, actually.
Just goes to show the true stupidity of people. Oh, I saw this in the cartoon. Let's do it. Yay.
Just as an example, if you were to sit down and make up 5 stories for the next 10 years, at some point in the future, you're going to hit pay dirt.
Oh, yeah. Similar things are going to happen. There's only so much creativity people can actually think up until something does come around in a similar aspect.
Joel, are you able to show a picture from the Simpsons episode that they're referring to?
Yeah, let me get into that one in a second. But at the same token, though, it actually makes you wonder if there are what's it called, like clairvoyance, or somebody who has that kind of power writing The Simpsons to predict all that.
It's just us zombies. We know everything.
So yes, this is.
I can't place that.
Oh, I think I remember this one.
I don't.
I probably have.
Oh yeah, I have seen this, but I can't remember the shit that went on in it. Why would anyone trust Homer with a? Oh my! No.
Oxygen corn.
Wow.
So that's why he didn't want to hire old people. He feared they had already seen this episode and knew what he was doing.
Maybe not. Maybe he didn't. But then again, this was 14 years ago where the episode aired. So, and that was probably when I kind of lost interest in Simpsons.
Yeah, probably around about the same. I remember I always used to love watching it, and then just suddenly, just went out of it.
True.
I can pretty much relate. Like, it's been probably years since I watched a Simpsons episode.
Still, what a saga, right? Like, reactions of all this have gone crazy, and just imagine that. Like, you're paying $250,000 for the experience to see a Titanic.
Instead, you get to experience what it was like to be on the Titanic.
Well, not 100%.
Still. And now, the creator of this sub is added to the list of people who, like the Titanic, died with his own creation. Wow, it's gone full circle.
Wait. The one who created sub, was he driving it, or was he just on board?
Yeah, he was on board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Stockton Rush, the CEO of the company, also went and died. Just like the thing that he also wanted to see, the man who pioneered the Titanic also died.
He did.
So yeah, things that did not age well. Well, what a saga that was. But to move on from that saga, we have an assortment of other little things. Jay, You've seen this one. Furries have been up and up about on talk shows and stuff, right? Who just did one recently?
Oh yeah, the really well known Joe Rogan, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he done now?
Well, apparently, if I remember correctly, he did a celebration of his 2000, his 2000 episode, and him and someone decided to come out and make a confession about something or something like that. And basically, Joe Rogan and his podcast guests came out wearing furry costumes.
Oh God.
Wait, seriously?
Oh yeah, seriously. Joe Rogan was wearing some kind of wolf-looking mascot that you'll probably see at school. His friend or whatever was wearing some kind of creepy-looking black cat furry costume, and basically, I guess they were saying like, yeah, we're furries now. I guess that was their confession, and I didn't quite like listen to the whole thing, but I just saw a thing on Twitter where someone said a quote where Joe Rogan quoted, "If you can fuck at these things, you are an American hero." Let's see.
Yeah,
here it
just
is.
look at him go.
I mean,
wonder how many people-
them suits just look awful, to be honest.
I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah,
Oh, the beans.
but he did say, as you just said there, if you can fuck in them, you're an American hero. Come on, everyone. Spam his Twitter feed with Mersuit videos.
All right, I'm going to have to say that no. Okay,
This is your civic duty.
I'm sorry, but those look a little ridiculous.
They do.
It looks like they've just got on AliExpress and bought whatever they can get their hands on.
Looks like they beat up some mascot and took his suit.
Oh man, I thought I would never see the day. All this time, Joe Rogan has been a furry. What did you know?
Sir, you are stunning and brave.
He looks like the bloody wolf from The Mask. Anyone seen The Mask? The Jim Carrey one?
Oh
yeah.
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 That's right.
The wolf Joe Rogan has on looks like it's basically just a knockoff of that.
Oh yeah, you know what? If I remember correctly, hey Joel, does Joe Rogan actually follow the furry raiders on Twitter?
Not that I know, not that I'm aware of. I don't run the group's Twitter account. Sorry, I'm not the group. I'm not your PR agent. Although unless if it needs must, then
Okay,
yeah.
because if I remember correctly, I think he actually does, and it kind of makes me wondering. It got me thinking, like, hey, you know what? How about we brought Joe Rogan on here?
Maybe one of us is on Joe Rogan. Now that would be a dream. After all. Now that aside, though, we must look at this, like what Joe Rogan procured.
Oh lordy me, no.
Yep.
No.
That's it. Yeah, that's the one.
You know, it's a school mascot, but it, gotta admit,
Just no.
I'm assuming someone
Only-
with Joe Rogan's kind of money would be able to turn around and get like a $20 or $30 fursuit made for him.
Probably.
mm-hmm.
Dang, only $1,700. That's actually not too bad.
I mean, all things considered, it's actually a pretty big bargain deal, especially now the prices of fursuits have gone up. Like, you might have to shell out like maybe $2.5 to $3,000 for a full suit.
I'm kind of curious to know, is he top or bottom? I don't know, the way he acts on the radio, it sounds like Seth Rogen might be more... no, it was Joe Rogan? Sorry?
Bro, wrong Rogan. He should slap
Might
you for
be
that.
more of a sub online than he is a top.
Bro, Joe Rogan. does. He's known for doing martial arts.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Big tough
So-
guy
And
wants to be
he-
dominated.
And I mean, he is a pretty fit dude as well. Like pretty um has some good strength as well. So I mean, I don't know. Like I'll probably see him as a dom. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Well,
not
we'll
when-
all find out when he starts his next podcast with ew, ew.
Oh jeez.
That ooh thing.
Oh wait. You know what? If I heard correctly, I think during that episode, I think one of them did say a will or a woo or whatever during that.
Oh God,
during that
no,
show.
really?
Oh, really? Bad.
Yeah.
Ooh, woo. That is awful.
At the end of the day, Joe Rogan said it himself. If you can do that with this thing, do some questionable thing in the suit, you're an American hero.
Spam his inbox, his Twitter feed, everything with nothing but Mersuit videos. It's your civic duty as furries to do this.
I'm just like
Show
wow,
him
Joe Rogan.
furries are all American heroes.
I'm just like, why Joe Rogan? I mean, why even say that? Like now you're probably gonna get you're probably gonna get a lot of people now like, oh, I could be American hero. Oh, all you do is just get a person to do this. Sign me up.
This is how we win World War III.
That would make all the American heroes like Captain Marvel and that obsolete. All we need is a furry squad.
Who needs Iron Man
Oh,
when you've
man.
got McRuffles?
Yeah, but no. Like, let's have a look, and he and his compatriots personas. Joe Rogan is a wolf all this time.
I'm surprised he didn't dress up as a sheep.
I mean, that's probably not his kind of character
Why,
after all. Joe Rogan. Yeah, he's
I mean,
someone who's trying to
why would you say sheep noodle?
Sheep in wolf's clothing.
Ah.
Seriously, has no one seen Zootopia?
I have.
I have.
But I guess the wolf kind of fits him. But at the same time, though, I mean, he is really well known for doing mixed martial arts, and I mean, I don't think that's really a wolf thing, you know?
It's you got to have a masculine thing, a very very vicious sort of thing. So yeah, imagine that. Like it would fit. I would probably fit if it was a wolf, like a wildcat, a lion, that sort of thing.
Has no one in this chat in this podcast, sorry, seen how smart sheep are when they're by themselves?
No, but what
All right,
mostly
so
people associate sheep with just being docile and passive.
take goats for instance. A lot of people think they're cute and cuddly. My father went over to a house one day or to a farm and thought, okay, there's this goat, I'm going to go pat it. He was warned not to pat it. The fucking goat touched the electric fence so that he would electrocute my father. My father got a jolt from the electric fence through the goat.
Ooh.
Yeah, prey animals aren't exactly stupid.
No, goats can be pretty crazy. I get that.
I
So
mean,
can sheep.
I kind of have some experience here and there when it comes to goats as well. Like there've been a few goats out there that I would hang around and pet and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, without warning, they'll just like headbutt you or hit you with their horns, and I'm like, ow, what the heck?
And that's how they play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Now, I do have a little bit of a story time to share with you. Like, regarding on the popularity of Joe Rogan. Like one time, a couple of years ago, me and one of my friendos went to a Comic Con. Of course, I had the fursuit, and Pete, my friend, had he rocked up with a Joe Rogan Experience T-shirt, and the reactions he was getting were priceless. He was just getting pulled up and stopped over because he says, "Oh, you watching the Joe Rogan show?" He was like, "Yep."
Nice.
Yeah, that's what's up. Like, and even then, like after the con, we went out to the shops, and then he at the shops, people would just still go up to him and say, "Oh, you watch Joe Rogan too?" He's like, "Yeah."
Now, was this in your area, like
Yeah,
in
it was
Australia?
here, it's local.
Oh wow,
Okay.
okay.
So it really
To
goes to
me,
know.
to me, it kind of sounds like a lot of people watch Joe Rogan over there.
Yeah, people just know, like, if you're a real one, then you're a real one.
Hmm.
Forget that, dude. Like, if he got that much attention and all that, dude.
Rather than the fursuiter, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, he could put a damn fursuiter to shame, and I'm like, dude. Hey, but I wasn't upset about that. I was just, well, that just goes to show, who the real ones are.
Now, what if it was a fursuiter with a Joe Rogan shirt on? How about that?
Based. That's right. You just rock up in a partial and just put the Joe Rogan shirt on. Bam.
I mean, I could see that.
We support American heroes.
Want to join the group of American heroes? Here you go. All right.
What's that? You stopped nuclear war from happening while I had sex in a fursuit. Bitch.
Get on my level.
You can't beat me.
All right. Now, one last offbeat story to get this up and to keep this going. This is a bit more of your domain now, but Stifear, but let's have a look at this.
What we got now?
UK students identify as horses, dinosaurs, moons amid neo-gender furry trend. So, this...
Hang on.
no.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this
physical
has
objects.
basically gone from the United States and spilled across the pond, across the Atlantic.
Take
has
it back.
spread. It spread to different countries.
Yeah, sorry, but the US can't seem to have taken it back, but now...
Fucking like horses is already fair enough furries, but it's not your fucking gender. But
no.
dinosaurs and a fucking moon. What the fuck?
And even curse cats and moons. What does that mean?
You're basically as a moon who is basically a moon who is a witch,
Oh my
or the
god.
other way around. It's
I'm sorry, but I can't help but think of Gordon Ramsay with this. I don't know why.
I mean, it's been a training thing, and it took how long? Like ever since the whole the first student who first identified as a cat.
I mean, I've just read the bit there. The kid didn't identify as the moon, but as a moon, and claimed to be able to cast curses on people. I'm sorry, like, people are clearly needing some kind of fucking therapy or help that no one on this earth can give them.
The only thing I'd ask is whether or not the kid knows in what context. Was this just a plaything at school, or were they being serious?
That's the thing. It's
Given the stupidity of people in the UK, they probably believe it.
right. Like all things considering that UK does follow, despite that they do a lot of their own thing, they still follow certain US laws, including getting woke.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it was at a school too. Like it just, this was at a life education class where somebody, was one of the students was asked how you can identify,
Well, yeah, how can you identify
as
as
a cat
an
when you're a
animal,
girl?
a cat, an inanimate object?
Hmm.
You're clearly a human. You fucking moron.
Hmm.
Yeah, but you should try telling Foxer that.
Yeah, I know. He's he's a bit eccentric. He just takes, he's a piss take.
Oh, yeah. Plus, you know how to shut Fox up. I'll just throw a dead chicken at him.
There we go.
There you
Foxes
go.
do love their chickens.
I know I said I'd host a barbecue, but you want to be a fox, so here, your chicken is raw. Eat it.
Well, we should, in that case, then should be feeding them just like the animals they want to be.
Exactly. Oh, you want to be a cat? Well, here you go. Here's some tinned cat food.
Do you
I'm
want
sorry,
to get
but are any of these kids going to become like writers or fiction, or you're writing either fiction for books
They're going
or
to
TV
become
shows or something?
No, they're going to become mental patients. Simple as. Either that, or with it being the UK and the amount of fucking drugs and shit that keeps going around lately, they'll just be drug addicts stuck on fucking homelessness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the problem with this one was, it wasn't the students' fault. It was actually the teacher who encouraged this sort of thing, like people to identify as a cat in this one school. So,
of course.
Shocker.
Of course.
Yeah, but that's the thing I don't get even more is people like the teacher's age and stuff keep saying, oh, these younger generations, look at them, what they're doing, they're all this, saying they're this, that, and the other. Well, then stop showing them it. Stop it. Shut your fucking mouth. If you want them to be the same way as you, then raise them the same way you were. Or raise them better to be better than you, not more mentally ill.
Or better yet, like as some people would say, withdraw your kids from private schools and homeschool. If you're a parent, that's another advice that I'd recommend.
Biggest bit of advice I can give: stop having kids. Stop it. Put it away. Stop having kids. Just simple. There you go. No more woke. Stop having kids, then you can't have anything else happen.
That would be a good way to solve the woke problem, but anyway.
It's the solution to everything.
To me,
who knows?
I'm
Maybe then in a couple of years the world will actually end.
To me, it's like I agree and disagree on that. Because even for me personally, like how the world is today and what the current state is, and it's like, this might sound sad for me saying, like, I feel like I don't want to bring a kid into its current world right now. I mean, that's just me, but
like exactly, like it's barely safe for people of our age. Never mind bringing kids up, and then by the time they're 8 years old, telling them, "No, I didn't want a boy. You're a girl now," and then making them believe it.
Yeah, I mean it's really crazy and sad, like what's been going on, and especially the schools today. Like like Joel said, like pull them out, do private schools or homeschool. Like I feel like that's the best thing we can do today.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, they are kids. They're impressionable by what you are showing them, what you are teaching them. Stop with all this nonsense and just show them what they need for education and not what people in the media are wanting, because it's not healthy, it's not safe. Suicide rates have most likely skyrocketed everywhere because of all of this that people keep shoving on kids. Just let them grow up, and when they hit the age of 18 or even 21, then they can make their own decision. They can do the research if they want to. Have it there as an option for when they are an adult and can provide for themselves. Do not force stupid stuff on this, on kids. It's doing a lot more harm. It's not bringing light onto anything. It's not making anything look more appealing. Like, oh, let's make this fine now. No, it's not like someone being fucking gay or lesbian and making it right in the eyes of the world. It's literally killing people because they are taking their own lives because they're struggling mentally.
Yep, yep. You're absolutely right. And it's like, hey, like they say, like, where we're helping people, we're caring for people, when in reality you're really not. I mean, people are taking their own lives, and you're just making their lives even more miserable and more mentally depressed. I mean,
Yeah,
it's the harsh truth,
exactly. And then they cower away from harshness. Oh, look at this. It's so sad that they died. Well, it was your fault for pushing them to it. Just leave them alone. Like, half people these days, from kids that are in school now to probably some people that are older than me. Hell, there's someone that I work with that can't even read a fucking clock. They can only read a digital clock. There's some people that I've known that are just leaving school that can't do anything. They don't know how to apply for a job. They don't know how to manage money. Why are you not teaching people these important things? Why are you showing them the stuff like this that's just causing mental illness? It needs to stop. Like, seriously needs to.
So I'm going to have to say something
Amen,
with this.
amen
But
to that.
when I left school, the only reason why I knew how to read a phone book is because I'd done a class activity where we had to look things up in a fake phone book. Budgeting, I learnt from my mother. Cooking, I learnt from my mother, as well as cleaning, as my mother was not just, she cleaned around the house, but she also was a professional cleaner because that's what her job was.
Mhm.
What I'm
Exactly.
noticing is that a lot of parents don't want to include kids because they're not interested. There's no motivation in doing things other than what they're interested in.
Yeah. Or they end up turning around and saying, well, oh, my child can't do it right, so I may as well just do it. Well, then show them the right way to do it. Then they will have that knowledge going forward and be better off in the future. Show them everything properly. Don't just give them one chance. Don't like the results. They're learning. That's the whole point of learning. Guarantee when they were kids, they were messing up easily. Now it's the point where you're in charge of a little thing.
And and you're
Raise
afraid
it
of
right.
failing and screwing up.
Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, that's part of being human, is failing and learning from that failure.
Yeah.
But when you force stuff like this into kids' heads and they take their lives, you can't learn from this. The child can't learn from this because they're not here anymore. They can't learn when they're dead.
Yep.
It's a mistake that cannot be undone, but it's also a mistake that could easily be avoided. Stop confusing kids and let them grow up. Teach them how to live life after school. Half the stuff that they teach now, nobody knows a couple of years later. So why don't you show them the things that will actually be important?
I came across a YouTuber who they're like in their early 20s. The only thing they wanted to learn in school was how to do the bloody taxes. I mean, why not teach? I never learned how to do taxes in school. Why not teach that in school? How to do your own taxes?
Yeah, especially over here in the UK, because, oh, well, taxes are just done automatically. It comes straight off your paycheck. You don't have to worry about it. Well, how do we know it's even right? How is if you could be undercharging me, overcharging me? Plenty of people end up getting letters through the door. Oh, well, you owe this much to the government. Well, how do I owe it? You're the one taking the money from me automatically. How am I supposed to know you're not taking enough? Now I'm in debt because of your mistake. But if you taught people in school how to actually manage finances and learn taxes, like, then they'll know. Simple as. It'll avoid so much issues in the future.
the other thing is that if you don't teach people how things actually work, well, they end up not knowing, and anger sort of ensues, violence sort of ensues, such as breaking things,
Hmm.
attacking people, killing people.
Exactly. Everyone lashes out because they don't know anything else. That's why people are like, oh, well, you've got to be gentle with them, numb it down. But if you've brought your child near me, then no, I'm not going to numb it down. At the end of the day, if you're not going to show your fucking 16-year-old that's leaving school soon to work how the world actually is, and then I'm not going to play into your role of acting as if there's some innocent thing that I need to treat well. This is the real world. They need to learn how to live. Half the people, well, half the kids probably in this country don't even know how to work a washing machine.
Oh
How?
my
I'm not even kidding. There's so many people that I see that can't work a washing machine themselves. A simple bit of equipment. What in the hell is going on?
Oh
It's
man.
basic functions of being an adult that people don't know.
If it's also fair to say, a lot of people have been saying like, we're in a generation now where it's mostly all about like, hey, what can you give me, instead of like, hey, what could I do to work hard and achieve things,
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
which is also pretty scary as well, because I mean, even here over here in the US, I mean, there's a lot of people that just don't want to work. It's just all about me. It's all about me. What can you give me,
Oh, yeah. Like, I see that a lot because being a chef, I work in obviously service industry. The amount of people, like the place I work or the town I work in, you see the same people all day out and about, coming in for breakfast, coming for lunch. Oh, they'll come in again later on for more drinks. They don't work. They're living off the government money, doing nothing.
And they can't cook for themselves.
Exactly. They don't know how to cook. Most people just they always fuck it. We'll just go out to eat because we'll order a takeout. But it's like yes, I know. At the end of the day, my job does rely on people coming out to eat. But when they come out so entitled to everything, like, oh, well, I can't cook, so what are you going to do for me because of my lack of intelligence or common sense?
Mm,
Right.
It's like, at the end of the day, no. Earn your money, and then, yeah, there you go. You've earned your money. You've come to spend it here. Here's your
You
treat.
don't.
Here's your reward for that.
You
Don't
don't have. Sorry,
expect handouts.
Sophie. You don't have to learn to cook everything, but if you can prepare basic meals, and then if you want to
Exactly.
go out and have
Yeah,
something special, that's a different story. But
Yeah.
not even learn. Oh, this is.
and that's really enough, like to get you by in life. That's really isn't it?
Like this. Like I'm gonna say something now, which I can guarantee will confuse the life out of everyone.
Make it.
Just a
Yeah,
few
just
weeks
say what
ago,
you need to say. Yeah.
a co-worker asked me, "Oh, would you like a cup of coffee?" I said, "Oh no, I'll have a cup of tea, please." So they went to like the coffee machine where all the hot water comes out of, and came back up. How do I work the tea bag?
oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh
Not
no!
even kidding. And the thing that they were confused of is because it was a tea bag that strains itself. All you got to do is fill the cup up with water and sugar, and then lift the tea bag up and pull the strings. There you go. It's strained. That's it. And they were confused with it. Like
Oh man.
Wow.
I didn't have the words to explain or understand that, and that is the issue with why simple education is needed. Just please, for the love of God, sort something out.
Mhm.
I mean, I actually was gonna say, just to be honest here, I myself, I mean, yeah, I do go out to eat a lot, but not like expensive, just mostly cheap places. But um, I do feel like at the same time, I would like to cook more and cook my own meals, and I feel like I can follow basic instructions, like just give me the list or the instructions how to do it, and I believe I can do it and follow it.
Well,
But
that's the thing, yeah. It's easy to follow a list. Just Google a recipe if, oh, I fancy that, but I don't want to spend all the money going out to eat it. Well, then
Right.
don't leave yourself financially short. Look it up, get the ingredients, and you can. All the stuff that you go out and eat in a restaurant, you can make at home for cheaper. But
yeah,
it's you're also paying for the experience and the taste. Yeah, you won't be able to replicate the taste as perfectly because as trained chefs, we know what we're doing to handle food to make it perfect. But
right.
if you can't stand there complaining about a lack of money, but not willing to do anything about it.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right. So that would be all the time we've got for the week. And wow, crazy stuff has sunk in.
And
Hasn't it?
there's going to be and there's going to be more, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
guarantee it.
who would like to make a quick closing statement, just in light of all that's happened in the week?
Well, I can tie the last story into the second one easily. Because at the end of the day, if people were educated properly, then maybe 5 people wouldn't have lost their lives. Use a bit of common sense. They're literally, what was it, millionaires or was it billionaires? Either way,
Billionaires.
billionaires, that's even worse. They have all this money, yet they wouldn't put the funding behind it to actually make it safe. As it showed the list of materials, scrap pipes and stuff. Like, all right, yeah, recycling. But this is lives at stake. Use your common sense. Start educating people with common sense, please, for the love of fucking God, before we have to explain to someone how to use a tea bag again.
I'm
All
in
right.
agreement.
All right. Who's next?
I'll go next. I really want to insert the song Yellow Submarine in, but I don't know the words.
Never heard of it.
Really?
No.
Well, I suppose it's just showing in this episode we've had nothing but stupidity. It's really psychotic, to be honest.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Jay.
That's about it all.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you're finished or not. Yeah, I mean, the whole submarine thing. I mean, yeah, just because you have money doesn't mean that you should just do whatever you want. Like, it's important to know what you're doing, have the knowledge, and all the good stuff. And it is tragic and pretty sad what happened. And um, the whole climate change thing. I mean, I feel like it's not really a big deal. Like, I mean, like if you want to break down climate change, like here you go. You have winter, fall, summer, and spring. There you go. That's how it works. What else do we
Mhm.
talk about? Oh yeah, the whole thing about the Joe Rogan thing. Hey Joe Rogan, if you watch this or hear this, if you ever maybe want to possibly join us, definitely hit us up sometime. I'm pretty sure we'll love to have you.
We
And,
promise
of
in the
course,
first interview we will not expose you to furry mating season.
um, let's see, and how? Oh yeah, of course, with the whole identity and schools and stuff like that, like nonsense, and would be nice if that wasn't such a big deal. And like as we said before, you can identify what you want and stuff like that. But hey, no matter what, you're still human, no matter what. And um, like we talk about, it's important that we talk about what's important and how we can train others to live in this world, in this life, and what can we do to help them be successful and all that good stuff, and not worry about things that are not important and things that are not going to make someone depressed in the end or end up taking their own lives. And I just want to say, like, for anyone out there who's probably feeling like that, I just want to let you know that you are loved, you matter, and hey, taking your own life is never the answer, and giving up is never the answer.
All right.
And I think that's it.
Awesome. So, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did making it. Crazy news cycle. And as always, our episodes are available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Player.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more further down the line. Crazy. All right. Now, thank you all. And this is us signing off for the week. Farewell. Until next time.
Learn to program a VCR.
See ya.